Hi everyone, Charlie here with Drug Addictions. I start my video off the same way I start all my videos. No way do I think I'm a professional. I'm not trained in anything. I don't have degrees in anything. Everything I tell you guys or what I talk about is just from personal experience. In saying that, I put on my my Drug Addictions page, my group on Facebook. I asked if anyone has any topics that they want me to kind of touch base on. And somebody did. Advancing Humanity came on and asked about the harm reduction approach, which is reducing rather than going cold turkey. Now, there's a lot of controversy on that because some people think when you're done using drugs, you should just be done. That's it. Now, I mean, when it comes down to opiates, I really do think that it should be the harm reducing way, which is going either on methadone or Suboxone, or weaning yourself off. If it's a possibility for you just to wean yourself off from, opiates, Oxycontin, morphine, patches, anything like that yourself, by all means, please do. No matter what you do, whether you're on the methadone program, Suboxone, or you're using any other opiates, you're going to have that issue. When you come down to your last milligram on Suboxone or methadone, you're still going to be sick for a couple weeks. There's no getting around it. The methadone Suboxone route is a little bit less when you're at that 1 milligram coming down, but I mean it in the sense of you're ready for it. If you could just quit using opiates, just say, you know what, I'm done, you're going to be sick for probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that. I was never able to do that. I actually had to go on the methadone program myself. I spoke about that in my last video about methadone and Suboxone. I do believe the program is an amazing program if you do it right. So if we're going to really talk about, harm reduction and everything, I would suggest if you do use opiates and stuff and you can't afford to be sick, you have kids, you want to do the right thing, then I agree with doing the programs. Any type of program that helps you, wean off opiates. When it comes down to speedy drugs, cocaine, ecstasy, crystal meth, anything like that, cold turkey all the way. Most of it's psychological. You do have maybe a day or two where you're like, you want to crawl out of your skin, and not because you're physically withdrawing, because you're mentally putting yourself to a physical withdrawal. Anyone who's done this knows this. I've maybe heard of one other person who said that they went through crazy withdrawal through cocaine and crystal meth, and I don't know, not to say I don't believe them. I believe anything anyone tells me. I just don't believe that you can go, and they told me it was about a month. So I just don't believe that you can go a month unless their cocaine was cut with opiates or their crystal meth was, God knows what's in that anyway, but, opiates put into it. One of the big things they're finding in all drugs now is fentanyl. It's a cheap, when you buy it in bulk, a cheap drug. It's got good weight to it apparently. This, I don't know personally, I've never sold the stuff, I've never dealt with that. When I did sell drugs, which was many, many years ago, it was just to supply my own habit. And at the time, it was real. You didn't have to cut it with anything because prices were okay and people were happy to pay more for their product if it was a good product. It's just too bad that people nowadays, they think it's quality or quantity over quality, not quality over quantity. I wish drug dealers now, and I know this sounds horrible, but I wish that they knew people would pay more for a clean product rather than paying, I'm getting a deal, but you're really not. You're actually getting less than a deal because, one, what they're putting into it can kill you. Two, you're still getting less for your money because they're putting cut into it. And three, it's not what you're expecting. Anything, it could be different every time. The high can be different every time. They'll chase. So anyway, back to the harm reduction. So opiates, I think if you have a family or if you can't afford to be sick for a couple weeks of coming off opiates, yes, you wean yourself off or you go in the methadone or Suboxone program. With speedy drugs, uppers, I think you can quit cold turkey. I don't think, and there's no program for you to really go on. You can go to detox, anything like that. If you need that, I recommend detox meetings, anything like that. I myself never did detox. I myself never did meetings. I went to one. I couldn't do it. It wasn't for me. In saying that, I have a couple friends, one really close friend that I'm actually going to talk to him about doing an interview with me, because he's like a brother to me, and he was there for me. I was there for him when we were younger. We did a lot of stupid things together, but we've also done a lot. My mom calls him, one of her own. Very good guy. I love you, buddy. I'm going to talk to you soon and hopefully be able to do a video with you. But he did meetings. He did the whole detox thing, and it was the best thing for him. He's been clean for, I don't want to say how many years, but it's been at least 4 years. Probably way more than that, to be honest with you. Maybe less. I don't know. I haven't talked to him a little bit, but I am going to get a hold of him, because he can actually probably talk to you a little bit about the program for people who are willing to go to detox or to meetings, if you think that's the route you need to go. Again, back to harm reduction. I personally, I think it all depends. You got to realize too, nowadays, that the government does fund a lot of the programs. So technically, the biggest drug dealer that's legal, if you really think about it, they give you your prescriptions for anything except heroin, even though that used to be a prescription. I do believe, don't quote me on it, I think cocaine was actually a prescription before too, believe it or not. Many years ago. That's why it came up with this drug, was scientists, oh, what's this? And anyway, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I should have done my research before I said that, so please don't quote me on it. But anyway, so yeah, I all in all, I think it's a good idea, harm reduction, because you never know if you use for a long time and you end up saying, you know what, I'm going to stop. I'm going to quit today, and good for you. By all means, if you can do it. A little bit dangerous though. If your body's dependent on it, you're older, or you have issues with your body, heart problems, lung problem, kidney, liver, anything like that, it could actually end up putting you in the hospital. If you have no one around you to help, it could end up killing you, right? So, and if you are willing to go that route, the cold turkey route, talk to a professional. Go to a methadone clinic. You don't need to go on methadone. You don't need to go on Suboxone. Go and speak to them, or go to a detox center, or call. You don't even have to go. Call and explain to them your situation. Go to the hospital. Go to a clinic. Talk to a professional and just let them know what you're doing, and see what they say. They might say, oh, you know what, you want to do it? Well, we can prescribe you this and this. Not an opiate, not anything like that. It's just something like oxybutynin, help you with the sweats. Certain things that'll help you with your sleeping, anything like that, just to help you get off of it. If you don't want to go the weaning yourself off route. It is very controversial though. I'm on the fence. I can't say, oh, do this or don't do this. Whatever works for you is the way you should go. I just want to say thank you to Advancing Humanity for actually putting this on here. It's something that I could talk about for hours. I don't want to. I only have a certain amount of time on my videos. I don't want to lose people's attention span. But yes, to answer your question, I think that you should either do it if you have kids or stuff. If not, then yes, cold turkey. It's all a matter of who you are, what you were using, how much you were using, who's in your life, what you're trying to do, whether you work, whether you don't, how strong-minded you are, if you're really willing to do it, what your financial situation's like, what's basically what's going on in your life. No one can tell you whether you should or whether you shouldn't do it. Plain and simple. No one can tell you. It's what you think is best for you. In saying that, always consult with a professional, because most of them might be like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Don't ever let them tell you what you have to do, but getting professional advice always does help. Again, going back to Niagara Falls, Dr. Gill is one of the best methadone doctors around. He doesn't force you in anything, and if you're willing to do it cold turkey, he can guide you on what you should do to do that. Always remember that if you're going to go and quit using drugs, always remember, have everything ready for yourself. Be expected to go through withdrawal. Don't do it alone. And yeah, just, hopefully you have someone there for you. Like I had my whole family that's been supporting me, and I have to say it's nice to have people that are behind you 100%. Another reason why I make my videos is if you're out there and you don't have anybody and you're alone, you're not. I'm here. I've answered every single person that's messaged me, inboxed me, posted something. I always answer. If you have any issues, if you're scared about anything, anything that you tell me, unless if it's something to do with you hurting yourself and it's serious, then it stays between you and me. Just like a doctor, you know what I mean? Except I'm not professional or anything like that. I want to help. I've been there. I've thought of committing suicide. I've been in and out of jail. I've done robberies. And that's another video I'm going to make too about, my in and outs of jail and how I ended up there and what I did. And everything that I say, I've already been convicted of and it's already been dealt with. So I can speak of it because it's not like somebody can go on here and go, oh my God, he's admitting to this. I'm a little embarrassed to be able to talk about it, but I just want to show people that, everyone makes mistakes, and some mine are pretty big, and it's going to be pretty stupid when you hear one of mine. I think that'll be my next video, actually. Anyway, again, I want to say thank you to Advancing Humanity for the question about the harm reduction. I think that was an awesome question. Everyone's opinion is different, and everyone's opinion matters. So if anyone has anything to say, please comment in the section below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Have a good day, everybody.